creators, thanks for coming to my channel. So today we're working on this Autumn Fairy look. Make sure to like and subscribe. I post content twice a week and for the 13 days of Halloween. And let's go get creating. Hey guys, so since yesterday's look came out really good prior to adding the dripping ooze or dripping blood or whatever we're gonna pretend that black stuff was, I decided based on that to do a Autumn Fairy kind of look, and I'm really excited. I think it's gonna come out really nice. We might breeze through some of the first steps just because we did pretty much everything yesterday prior to the end result. I also am going to be adding some fun elf ears and a couple of things. I guess let's just get going. First thing first, we're going to put on some primer. So in case you're curious, today's video that we're going to be watching is Unfriended. Uh-oh, they invited someone to their chat session. Or did they? I also try to make sure that I keep like if I'm sitting down like I am with you guys, I keep a towel or a face cloth or something on my lap in case I need to wipe something off of my hands or something off of a brush. I use the wrong color and I need a quick wipe. Just because I really want to get the color swipe. I think it's called the color swapper, the color swiper. Anyway, the thing where you take your brushes and you mix them and they get the color off, that would be wonderful. Maybe Santa will get that for me. Also known as Andy. Andy, you should get that for me for Christmas. I'm extra dumb today. It's been a long week. How's everyone's week been? Mine has been very, very long. And it's only Wednesday. I just started and already got makeup on my shirt. It's always fun. Makeup on my shirt. And I don't know if it's noticeable on camera, but yesterday when I did the angel look, I pressed in some of the black cake into my hairline, and as much as I washed with my face wash and washed with my shampoo, it's still kind of there. So let's just pretend it's not there in case you see it. So just like every other day, we're still using the same palette, the James Charles X Morphe palette. That looks super dirty. It's definitely loved. We're gonna have to invest in a new palette after this series. And we're gonna start with the yellow. Wow, there's lots of fallout on this yellow. Make sure if you're using this palette, be gentle with the yellow apparently. Before I do that, I need to fix my eyebrows. What was I thinking? I don't know. So start with our spoolie, brush them out. So I'm thinking about after Halloween doing some just generic makeup videos. The only issue I have with that is that there's a couple things I don't know what to get. I need a better eyebrow pencil. And if anyone can suggest one for someone who has like really dark brows, that would be great. Because I feel like every time I go into Sephora or Ulta, they just point me in the direction of whatever they're told to sell and not necessarily something that's the best for me. I got what was the last one I got? It was silver. I can't remember the one I got last time, but it was about, I think it was over $20, and I wasn't very impressed with it. The color was off, and I definitely feel like I was just pushed into whatever they were trying to sell that day. Oh, and in case you were wondering, these are just makeup wipe. This is just a makeup wipe that I try to correct any issues I make. Currently, I'm using just the off-brand Equate ones. But honestly, you can pretty much use like any wipe. I have used baby wipes forever, especially since my son is 3 and I live in baby wipes. If you're going to go the baby wipe route, I would suggest getting Huggies. They tend to be the best. The moisture is still there, but not like soaking and not like not existent. And it also actually helps clean your face a little bit. I mean, soap and water is always your best bet, but I personally don't have room on my sink to sit there and do my makeup. If you do, you're so lucky, and be very, very grateful. So far, Unfriended, which you can watch on Netflix. I mean, I'm sure you can get it everywhere else. I'm specifically watching it on Netflix. Is not a movie that you can really watch and not pay attention in the beginning, because there is a rando person in their friends like Skype chat and they're just texting to one another. Not only am I trying to do something right now, so I can't really pay attention, but also I'm kind of blind, so without my glasses, seeing that far away is not something that is enjoyable to me unless I'm wide awake, and who wants to watch a scary movie during the day when you're absolutely wide awake? Oh, FYI, if you're thinking about having a preteen watch this, not really the best language. All right, back to getting our eyeshadow on. Going with the yellow. I did it again. We're going to do one eye and then the next eye. So our next color is going to be this orange. I hope that that's on. I know that this movie's kind of old, but how do you not know what an internet troll is? Okay, so the next color we're going to be doing is this one. Very fall vibes. I feel like a pumpkin. If at this point you feel like a... Oh, there's some language going on right now. If you feel like a pumpkin right now, you're going the right way. We're going to go on this color. So I don't think that color is quite dark enough, so we're gonna go with the darker brown. I really don't want to go with the black, but looks like we might have to. Now you want to start blending. Preferably you should clean your brush before you start blending. Now using the Surreal makeup, we're going to be using, I believe, Lava Dragon. Yeah, Lava Dragon, and putting it on top of our lid. It's for a little sparkle. Now I'm going to use my wipe to get the sparkle off the under eye. So I am going to pull the eyeshadow around the bottom, but I want to make sure that I have the concealer on. Uh-oh, looks like the first one's gonna die. Oh, and so if I was going to wear this all day, at this point, when I got my eyeshadow like this, especially anytime I use glitter, it's not glitter, it's just loose eyeshadow, but it's a very sparkly loose eyeshadow. I always, spritz it with my setting spray, but because I'm going to be taking this off in a little bit, I don't want it to be really stuck on my face. So that was a little jarring. As I'm watching this, yeah, that was a little jarring. And I did add some glitter to go around as well. I love this loose powder, but it's so easy to make a big mess with it. Not the makeup's fault, totally the user's fault. I definitely feel at this point like a PSL. And for those who don't know what that means, that pumpkin spice latte, you know, living the Starbucks life over here. And because this is a fairy, I'm actually gonna extend my eyeline a little bit. So now, as my husband loved to hear me say last time, in movie magic. So now that my eyes are done, we're going to start working on what we did yesterday, which was the gold with the pink coming down my face, otherwise known as the fun extra stuff. And using the High Impact Highlighter Palette by Morphe, very well loved. We're starting with, starting with Big Bang on the bottom. So now we're going to be adding the pink, which is the color Comet, just like yesterday. And we're gonna add it on top of the gold on the bottom half. Trying to keep the middle just a little bit gold with the pink. pink on both sides. And now we're going to be using the color Beam right here as a highlight. I want to add a little bit of orange to my nose. I do want to add a little bit of rosiness to my cheeks, so I'm using purpley color. But make sure just a light hand. So I'm going to add some freckles, and I'm going to, it's actually the same brush but two of them, and some are going to be brown and some are going to be white. For the brown ones, I'm still going to be using the James Morphe palette, but I am going to wet my brush first so that they can come out a little bit darker. This movie is so dumb, in case you were curious. So the wetter your brush is, the darker the spots are gonna come out. If you're doing this makeup and you're not wearing a wig, I wouldn't suggest doing this many freckles, but when I put my wig on, everything ends up looking not as drastic as it does with my wig off. So I always add a little bit of extra when I'm going to wear a wig. And I mean, if you ask my sister, she says without my wig on, when I put my makeup on like this, I look like a stripper. No offense to anyone who's a stripper, but you know, they're in front of big bright lights. Okay, and the last thing is going to be a lip. And I think I'm going to do more of a nude lip with a sparkle on top. So we're going to do the Wet n Wild Never Nude.
That really is a nude
on this makeup. I'm gonna add a little bit of sparkle on top of that before it dries down. So this is what we have prior to the wig, and I'll be right back with our final looks.